7-0. And that audio you heard was Jameis Winston as part of the Netflix broadcast. I thought he did fine. Did it make sense? No.
No, it didn't. I mean, every game. Would you want that every game, every single game? Though, would it be a little too much? A little too much?
I like Jameis. I think once a week.
Yeah, it'd be
don't
too
need
much
him
for me every single 162 games. 162.
I don't want him on like the Rays broadcast for 162 games because I think then you run out of material and the bit doesn't work.
Yeah.
But once a week, I could take some Jameis Winston.
Gotcha.
I thought he was, he brought some energy. CC Sabathia, it needs a little bit of work. Very kind of dull, I thought, last night. Play-by-play was fine. I thought CC Sabathia, he's going to improve, I would hope. I don't know how many games Netflix is airing.
I don't think it's that many. I really don't.
When I looked at their broadcast, I compared it a lot to Apple TV, because they're streaming platforms. I think Apple TV does a tremendous job. And they got our former Rays reporter, Tricia Whitaker.
Yes.
So I enjoy watching her. And
Yes.
I just think the overall look of the Apple TV, I think their score bug is, I like the next-gen stats they do.
Okay.
I think the picture on Apple TV is so clear. And I think during the Netflix football games, I always thought their football games looked really clear. Like, it just looked like a better picture than broadcast TV. And I don't know if it's a better camera or what it is, but I think that the camera looks better on the Apple TV. Netflix, I thought the picture was fine last night. I think it was a little weird from the camera behind the picture, but I think a lot of it was because of the sunlight. It was a 5 o'clock game, so it was half shade, half sunlight. I think that played a little bit of a factor. I think the game was supposed to start at 8:05. I don't think it started until like 8:25. It started like 20 minutes late. You can't do that.
No, you can't.
You gotta throw the first pitch out when it's time to throw out the first pitch.
They went to a pitch clock so that you could speed up Major League Baseball and get more people watching.
They slowed us down.
And then they slow it down. Well, there. The audio was different, though. I could hear the crack of the bat was really, really
their
loud.
mics were loud.
That's what I'm saying. And I actually, every single bat, even if it's a grounder to short, like, wow, I actually like the sound of the wooden bat.
That's why it's so great on the radio.
That. I do like that. Yes. And you can hear that. I don't like the ping. I don't like college and high school ping. I don't like that. I like the crack of the bat.
I still can't believe college uses aluminum bats. Someone's going to die. I mean, it's just so much power.
These kids are so strong now. Yeah.
But I thought when the umpire yelled strike for the first time, I'm like, okay, we got to turn his microphone down a little bit. Like, that was loud.
Okay, that's okay.
But I noticed that too. They had loud microphones to really amp up the sounds of the game. I thought the score bug needed some work. You couldn't see the batters' names, it was a little too small. You could see the score, that was big. But on a baseball score bug, you need a lot more info than the score. I need the count to be visible. I need to be able to see the count very clear. I need to know who's up, and I like to know how much time's left in the pitch clock. So. All of that
want it? Ooh, I don't even.
I want it all.
You want even that?
I
How
want
much
it
time
all.
in the pitch clock? Okay.
So but I want to know who the pitcher is, and I want to know who the batter is, especially if I'm watching the game at a bar. I guess the bar probably isn't going to play. I don't know how that's going to work. But if I'm somewhere where I don't have sound, I need to be able to get all the information I need just by looking at the screen. So I think they got to do a little bit of work on the score bug too. The beginning of the game, the opening. The ceremony to announce the starting lineups felt a little bit too much like an all-star game to me.
I didn't see. I missed that.
So the Yankees come running out of the dugout, and they had 2 New York City taxi cabs on each side, and they would run through the taxi cab, like basically the hood of the cars were pointing at each other, and then they walked out through the middle.
Okay.
And then for San Francisco, they had one of those trolleys that was parked in front of the dugout, and the player would walk up into the trolley and then out the trolley on the other side.
All right, they were trying something.
But I would have been fine with it had the game started at 8:05. You want to do all of the show and have all the fireworks and all of that and dancers out on the field. It's a damn baseball game. All right, I get it. They're trying to attract people that aren't necessarily maybe into baseball with all the theatrics. Again, if you're going to do all the theatrics, start it earlier. So the baseball fans at 8:05 who are expecting the first pitch,
I'm so with you
they
on
get
that.
the first pitch.
Here's a line from Bruce Arians. Practice starts at 1:30. Bruce Arians would always say, the former Buccaneer coach, we're not stretching and going to do all that as a team. Do that on your own time before practice.
Right.
When practice starts, your ass is mine. Starts at 1:30, we start at 1:30. So, and I love that about Bruce Arians. So if the baseball game is supposed to start at 8 or 8:05, For all that pomp and circumstance, do that earlier, man. Start the game on time.
You know what it's like? It's like going to the movies. It says 8:30 start time. In reality, you're starting at like 9:04. 34 minutes of advertisement.
Ridiculous. Yes.
Good news, though, Rock and Nick, is that with Netflix airing baseball games this year, it looks like they're just getting 3 marquee events. So they had opening night last night with that game. They're going to get the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. And then the Field of Dreams game. That'll be on Netflix. So that looks like the 3. Yeah, just the trifecta.
Nick. They're doing the big events.
The Field of Dreams game is really cool. And the fact that it's behind a paywall does kind of suck. That's what I don't like. And
I think almost everybody has Netflix, or at least is able to get on.
I think most people do have Netflix.
Yeah.
Apple TV is a little bit different. Not everybody has that.
I don't have Apple TV. I don't have everything.
Look,
you must have do you have everything?
I don't have Apple
service?
TV anymore, I don't think.
See? Why not?
I love this is a business take. Okay. I love when the Rays play on Apple TV because I can see in real time our numbers here at the radio station go way up. Because when they're on streaming only, the numbers for the radio station go way up.
Interesting.
Because the only way to get the Rays is to hear it, and we don't charge.
Interesting. Okay.
We don't charge.
All right. I didn't think of that.
I still have a lot more to say on last night's broadcast, but I did tease it before the break talking about the Rays TV stuff.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people want to know that. I'm getting hit up with that a lot. I went to a high school baseball game last night, my friend, and everybody's asking, what about the Rays, man?
I've been asked that 3 times today in the hallway.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know now.
Listen to Nick Wise tomorrow on WDA Baseball E.
Mark Topkin put out an article in the Tampa Bay Times, and he breaks it down for us. So where you can watch in the local market: Spectrum, Xfinity, DirecTV Stream, Cox, ATT Uverse, and Fubo. God, sucks.
Don't swear, Nick. You almost said a swear word.
I did. I almost said GD.
No,
because I didn't see YouTube TV. I'm so sick and tired of it not being on. Can we just figure it out to where it can be on all of the channels?
I know. It shouldn't be that hard. You should be able to know.
If you go to the Rays website, you can enter your zip code, and that'll give you the exact channel. For streaming options, there is Rays TV. So here's my thing. How many people bought Rays TV and now they get them on their local TV provider? See, and what was that? Wait, and I know it wasn't them. This wasn't the Rays because all the Major League Baseball teams are announcing this stuff today. So it wasn't like they did this to Tampa Bay fans. But why are we announcing this today? Are we waiting for everyone to subscribe to this? And now some of the people that may have bought the full season for $100 might already have the games for free if they have any of these major providers. But Rays TV is obviously an option, which is run through MLB TV, which we found out today is now controlled by ESPN. Oh, I hate it.
Okay. How much is Rays TV? It's not that much though, right?
No, it's $100 for the full season, $99.99.
Okay, got it.
Or $19.99 monthly. There's also a 7-day free trial available, and that includes all the local games, no blackouts.
What do you got at your man cave?
I'm gonna have. Well, I've got YouTube TV, so I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to do Rays TV.
See, I'm Hulu, Roku.
Yeah, so you can't watch the Rays.
So I'm gonna have to do the 99.
You're gonna have to buy it.
You can listen for free though.
You can listen for free.
There you go.
WDAE, baby.
WDAE.
Here's the question. So we have it here for the radio station because we need the audio in order to capture, the sound for the radio. We need it for the TV stuff.
Right.
Do we all just share a password? Are we going to get booted out if we all have the password today?
Let's discuss this off the air.
That's what's going to happen at 4:15 today. We're all going to be logged into the same account, and then tomorrow everybody from here isn't going to be able to talk about the game because we all got booted. Now I think Pat switched to YouTube TV now because of Sunday Ticket. He used to have DirecTV.
I was gonna switch YouTube. I had it already on. Do you recommend it or I'm Hulu? I'm fine. Do you like YouTube TV?
I like the interface of YouTube TV more than the Hulu interface. I used Hulu for a little bit when ESPN was blacked out on YouTube TV. I switched to Hulu for like a week, and I was like, oh, I really miss YouTube TV. And then of course they got the deal. My favorite was when ESPN and YouTube TV were fighting. and YouTube TV didn't have ABC for the NBA Finals, and on the NBA Finals court was literally a YouTube TV advertisement because they were the sponsor for the finals. It's like, can we get it together? What are we doing?
It's ridiculous.
It really is.
It's ridiculous.
All right, so there was one big, massive Netflix flub last night during the Yankees-Giants broadcast. I want to talk about that coming up next.